People who are very rich in crypto are still buying XRP. Let me show you more proof. And to be honest, it's not that shocking. Now here's the deal. Some of the best chart experts, those who have seen this happen before, say this market is about to take off. A lot of people think this might be the last chance to buy XRP for low prices near $2. And if the experts who think XRP will reach $25 or even $30 are right, even a big drop to less than 10 cents might not last long. And to be honest, the price might not drop this low again for a while. I totally understand why so many people have jumped into XRP in the last 6 months. They want to get as much of this rare product as they can while the prices are still high. That's not my fault. That being said, let me be very clear. You shouldn't take anything I say or write as business advice because I'm not one. When you buy or sell something, you should always make your own choice. This is the first post, shared by Chartwatcher Mustache, with the 157,000 people who follow him on X. He has been keeping an eye on the inverse head and shoulders pattern for the overall market cap for a while now, and in his most recent report he makes a bold guess. I think the big pump is coming soon. Most of the experts I follow have the same point of view as him, and I've been following them for years. The majority of them agree that this cycle is about to take a big turn for the better, and to be honest, this could be the time when real chances that change your life show up. You can read a post by chart expert Peppa here. That's interesting to look into. We'll talk about the crypto market cap, but there's a catch. The top 10 coins by market cap are not shown on this map. This is about the next 125 coins, which are also called others. Peppa says that July is coming up soon. Now it's time to team up like a pro. His point is to show where we are now, and how it differs from the time of accumulation we saw before 2021. You may remember what happened next if you were around at the time, an epic rocket to the sky and a real alt season. XRP is part of the other chart even though it's not shown on this one. There's a good chance that maps 2 and 3 will tell you the same thing. These days XRP has been killing it. Since the election it's been the top 100 coin that has done the best. After another cycle it's the star of a new one. Are you really that surprised? I'm not sure. This is something to be happy about. The head of macro studies at Global Macro Investor, Julian Biddle, who is also one of the smartest people in crypto, just shared something interesting. He is looking at global M2, which is a way to measure how liquid the money market is. It's interesting to see how Bitcoin likes to follow global trends in liquidity, with a 12-week lag. This means that there is more money flying around when liquidity goes up, which is the case with global M2. After that, people, companies, and institutions have to decide where to put the money. Some of that cash is put into risky assets like stocks and cryptocurrencies. That's why Bitcoin seems to be following these trends. When you think about it, everything is linked and makes sense. When there is more liquidity, there are more investment possibilities, including crypto. The price of Bitcoin does tend to move along with the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Here is the most recent news from this morning. You can look at it on your screen. To be honest, it's pretty amazing how well Bitcoin follows these trends. I've given many examples of this over the years, some from Julian that are more than 10 years old. Things are going the same way. There are times when the link isn't as strong, but about 90% of the time it moves in the same way as global M2. Still, there isn't a single way to tell what will happen next. I am going to keep stressing this point because it is important. So this is what he wrote when he sent this new chart. This is the most copied Bitcoin chart in the world. Now it's new. That's probably true, to be honest. This isn't a strange situation, but it's also not about matching global M2 exactly tick for tick. The main goal is for the trend to go up, and that trend still looks strong and bullish. I'm glad he brought this up because I also talked about it on my show. Some people really believe this link doesn't matter, which I find crazy. They'll say it's broken even though it's not. I didn't know this analyst very well, but I saw them talk about how world liquidity went up while Bitcoin's price went down last week. But here's the thing, you're only looking at a 2 or 3 day window. What does that even tell you? When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, it helps a lot. You might not see a clear link if you only look at a random 1, 2, or 3 day time, but that's not the point. Once you see the bigger picture, it's clear that it follows, plain and simple. And there's not a good reason to think that will change soon. This is very important because Bitcoin could reach around $170,000 if it keeps going in this way. Oh wow, if that happens, it will be hard to believe how much money will move into XRP. That's why I care so much about this. I'm most interested in what this means for my altcoins, especially XRP, which is the biggest cryptocurrency I own. I'm not the only one who sees how important this is. Some of the best and most well-known crypto investors also know that this could be a very big deal. And now for something interesting from Tom Lee, who is the CEO of Fundstrat Capital and often appears on CNBC. Most likely you've seen him on TV. He has 388,000 fans on X and just shared a chart that Julian Biddle had originally shared. It's all about M2 and how Bitcoin keeps track of it. Tom told me this chart is helpful, so keep an eye on it. He's really right too. Pay attention to this one. There are many reasons to think that things are going to get much better. It will all make sense when I write the next piece about XRP. You will understand why people behave in this way. Look at this. Dom, a chart expert at TraderView2, told me something very interesting. In the past few weeks, the number of wallets with more than 1 million XRP reached a new high. Those are 2,850 wallets, right? Take a look. 2,850 wallets, each with more than 1 million XRP. Wow. It's clear that big players or wealthy people are buying more XRP because they see its value. Here's one more cool fact. People are still buying XRP even though its price has been flat for 6 months. Wallets with more than 10,000 XRP have also reached all-time highs, with 6.2% more users just this year. That's 396,000 wallets. In November, XRP was worth only 49 cents. People are now paying attention to those big moves to the top. When they look more closely, what do they find? They understand why XRP makes sense. They start to think it's going up. Now here's the deal. The smart money knows that this market has a lot of promise. People like these are buying XRP right now because they really think it will take off. It's clear that they wouldn't buy if they thought we were already at the top. Also, let's be honest. A person with that much money doesn't get there by always making the wrong choice. They see a chance and are betting on the growth of XRP. Doesn't that say a lot? Look at the screen. And this is the first part of what he said. There are accounts with 1 million XRP or more, and look at how much it's gone up in value. When the price went up, more people came in all of a sudden. Do you think it's interesting how this works? This is what I've been saying all through 2024. When XRP is 0.35 or 0.45 or even when it's close to $0.5. But when it gets to $10, everyone wants a piece of it. Because that's how people are. People like to know that their choices are right. People always say that it will reach $100 or some other crazy amount. I really don't think that will happen this time. There is a chance that it will reach triple digits at some point in the future, but I don't think that will happen this time. Aside from that, seeing the price go up has made more people interested, which is exactly what's happening here. People aren't buying in just because they don't know any better, or because they're riding the hype train. They are interested. They took a better look after the price went up. It's okay for all of us to come in when the time is right? But look at this through it all. It has been slowly going up. That's really interesting to watch. Look at this. It's not just for people who have 1 million XRP to spare. People who are putting a lot of money into this is another group we're talking about. There are accounts in this picture that have 10,000 XRP or more, which is getting harder to do these days. Those of you in this group should be very proud. That really is a big deal. This sounds like a lot of the people listening right now. Now you deserve a pat on the back. You have a lot of XRP, making you one of the best buyers in the world. That's pretty cool, right? Over 300,000 accounts now have 10,000 XRP or more, as this article says. This number has been slowly rising for the past 6 months. It makes sense. It's really clear, I promise. XRP is already a big name in the world of cryptocurrencies. Things are now ready to go. Things are moving forward. The good news is that it's still early. A lot of people still don't know about XRP, which means it has a lot of room to grow really quickly. In 10 or 20 years, or however long it takes, XRP will be well known. In the future, people will say, of course XRP works. It's used for many things. After that, buying XRP will be like buying gold or silver. It's a great time to be here, though, because there is a lot of promise. Honestly, I don't think we're even close to that point yet. But history shows that things tend to go better if you start early. Think about it. In 10 years, people will say, wait, you were interested in crypto back in 2025. You need to pay $2 for XRP. That's going to happen a lot. I wish I had heard about the excitement from people who didn't get to experience it. That's really what's going on right now. More than 300,000 users